The thing I'm noticing is that you have this peace of mind kind of with regards to finances and this confidence and optimism about you that I really like. And I'm like, okay, that peace of mind seems like it's invaluable. Like I would love to have that financial, deep-rooted security that you have. Now, of course, Graham is killing it financially. And I see him like, oh, it'd be kind of nice to.
Yeah, I'm probably, can we just say, like, I'm probably the poorest rich person that's ever been on your show. I mean, as far as like most people that you guys are talking to, they're like insanely successful. And so I hope I'm the poster child for anyone who like works a normal, like they work for a company and they have a 401k, that it's possible for them too, without having to like be the biggest creators and entrepreneurs of all time.
Yeah, but you're talking like directly tied to the financial success. When I'm kind of talking about just like overall fulfillment and like seemingly like, you know what I mean, confidence with regards to
we
finance.
talk about
like,
financial peace a lot. And obviously we have a deep faith background in that. And Dave talks about this at the end of every show. He mentions this as a big part of what we do, and it's a deep why behind it. And, you know, I just feel more financially peaceful knowing the faith background and reading the Bible and seeing the scripture and how it talks about money. There's over 2,300 scriptures that involve wealth and money, which is shocking to me.
What do they say?
Well, for example, Proverbs 22:7 says, the borrower is slave to the lender. The rich rule over the poor. And so it's one of the reasons that I'm just like, yeah, the borrower is slave to the lender. Like, I don't want to be beholden to anyone financially. Like, I don't want to be in chains.
But doesn't it depend on the terms necessarily? Because let's say the lender is lending at 1%. Then it seems like maybe the roles are reversed a little bit.
Let's say do you have any siblings?
The half-sister.
Okay, so she loans you $100,000 at 1%. Does that not change the relationship when she sees you going on vacation?
It does.
And buying a car and,
But that's assuming that, but that changes the relationship that's already there because we're going from a sibling relationship to now she has power over like what I spend money on. But with the bank, you don't have that like sibling relationship to begin with. It's always.
It's like very transactional.
Right, exactly.
But even then you said like, what if it all goes down? And so if it all goes down, your best position is to not owe anyone anything in that regard.
Right. But I also think that if you put enough money down and you're safe with the property, you fix it up. Let's just say
that's talking real estate.
From a real estate standpoint, you could always sell it.
You could, if it's worth much at that point.
Correct.
And so we all, Dave shared his story last time. And obviously, it was a different time back then, but lender called all the notes, bank got sold, and all of a sudden he couldn't swing the $2 million, notes that were owed in time, selling them off fast enough. And so he got burned by that, obviously, and since then has looked at what the Bible has to say about money. And even when it comes to investing, I mean, the Bible's chock full. Proverbs 13:11 says, wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. And I'm like, the Bible was coming after the crypto bros before it even existed. I mean, you talk about wealth gained hastily will dwindle. Money that comes in really fast will leave just as fast.
Sure.
Money that you slowly build up over time ends up staying with you for a longer period of time. So there's just such wisdom in that. Regardless of if you believe in the Bible or you have a faith background, it's hard to not see the wisdom in that common sense principle. And so it's one of the reasons why I own zero crypto. I just have no interest in the anxiety of it and gaining it fast and losing it faster. I'm okay with my 401k slowly building at the rate of the market over 20 years.
And you think that wisdom is due to like the long-term, just like constantly ingraining those philosophies of like, you work, honest work, and you just kind of save up a little by little and you're frugal with your money. That is more valuable than making a bunch of money overnight.
Yeah. Well, and I think when you work for the money, which, I mean, not that if you research the right single stocks and like you did, that is work, right? But when you like toil, like there's like labor involved, you showed up and put in the work, it feels different than like luck. I picked the right stock at the right time, right? Like someone who wins the lottery, for example, there's a recent lottery winners, their life implodes generally, and they end up losing all that money. Their family comes after them versus someone who earned that money through a business, for example, over time. Customers gave them, certificates of appreciation with presidents' faces on it saying, thank you for providing the service. That's what YouTube does when you put out great content and people watch that content. When I just chose the winning lottery ticket, I know internally I didn't deserve that. And so it changes the way you view that money and view that wealth. And oftentimes you're tempted to go spend it all.
Yeah.
I've rarely seen lottery winners where like, I took all the money and I just invested it in an S&P 500 index fund and I haven't touched it. Instead, it's this changes everything. The greed sets in.
Yeah. It doesn't
And
feel
we've
like
seen
you
that in the
work for
crypto
it.
world. There's
Right.
so much greed in that world. And I'm not saying everyone who does crypto is evil or anything like that. But we've seen a lot of scammers and frauds and grifters enter that space. And it can be a get rich quick kind of mentality where they're going, if I just get in the right meme coin, well, 3 weeks from now or a year from now, that could turn into this much. And so that is just too much anxiety and too much responsibility for me to handle versus going, I'm just going to earn my pay every day over time, and I plan on working until I can't work anymore because I think we were created to work. We were created to contribute. And that's with the anti-work movement, that's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. Now, what I didn't say was work for a toxic company for 30 years doing something you hate. That's what they hear in their mind when we say working is good. Like I want you to work in such a way that you can do the things you want to do and find that balance. And you guys have done that. You're in the content creator space. You own your schedules and time more than most people do. And so you're doing something you love, hopefully. I mean, Jack seems like he's having a good time.
All right, Jack?
Yeah, I absolutely love it.
We're
here in
this is
Nashville,
a
man.
dream.
Look at us here.
I'm doing something I love. It's incredible that I get to just show up and do this and help people every day and spread the word. And so, all of these discussions, it can get esoteric and philosophical and all of these things, but I've just found my way didn't work. Culture's way didn't work. And so I went in a whole nother direction and followed someone else's proven plan that was based on biblical principles, and it worked. And so there's no argument. It's just like that. It's my story, and I think it works for anyone who wants a piece of that. It is available to them.
I agree.